The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, a man is behind bars facing multiple charges after police say he broke into an ex's apartment and assaulted them, going to the residence twice before being arrested. We'll share the details. Plus, bats in eastern Washington are going through it. A fungal disease that eats away at their wings and tissue has been spreading and killing them. It has biologists worried since they play a big role in the ecosystem. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, yesterday definitely a little bit cooler than we've been seeing earlier on in the week. And I know we saw some of those clouds start to kind of just start to roll in a little bit. I know we're seeing more of those clouds today. Any precipitation with that?
No precipitation in the forecast for today. Maybe in the advanced future towards the middle of next week, but we'll talk about that later on. For today specifically, though, no precipitation in the cards, but you will notice those mostly cloudy skies overhead. There will be some sun breaks at times for sure, but again, it is going to be a day featuring more clouds than sunshine in the area. As we look out at Yakima this morning, it is a rather cool morning, sitting at 36 degrees right now. Chilly, chilly, chilly out there. Make sure to have that jacket with you as you start your day. And you might even want to have just a sweatshirt on because it is going to be kind of a sweatshirt weather kind of day with highs only topping out in the 60s. Now, as we go into the weekend, the sunshine is going to return and temperatures are going to be warmer for the weekend as highs creep back to above average values. But as we go into the middle of next week, or I should say as we go into the middle to end of next week, you might want to change that sweatshirt for a rain jacket. We will dive into that forecast later on in the newscast.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in the Tri-Cities. A man is in jail in Pasco facing multiple charges after police say he broke into his former partner's apartment and assaulted them. Police say eventually 28-year-old Luis Hurtado Salto left, and the victim was able to call police, but he was gone by the time they arrived. A few hours later, Hurtado Salto returned, and police were called again, but he took off on foot, hopping fences to try to get away. He was able to hide from officers for several hours, but was eventually taken into custody with the help from a police canine. Round-the-clock work to eliminate the threat from the Tiger Creek fire continues in Umatilla County. As of the last update, the fire near Walla Walla has scorched 571 acres, and containment has increased to 19%. Nearly 500 firefighting resources have now been deployed to stop that fire that started last week when heavy winds caused a controlled burn to get out of control. As crews work on containment lines, a drone is being used to identify any spot fires. Central Washington University is set to host community emergency response teams training starting later this month. These 3-hour sessions will cover disaster preparedness, fire suppression, medical operations, and more. The course is available to anyone who'd like to attend.
Being able to prepare, being able to mitigate in your own life things that may impact you or may impact your loved ones, your neighbors, your community. By having these skill sets, it's very imperative and it's very important that you just take advantage of it.
Now, the sessions are set for October 30th, November 6th, and November 13th from 4 to 7 p.m. A practicum is also set for November 16th from 8 a.m. to noon. Anyone interested in registering can contact George Long at CWU. Switching gears this morning, a fungal disease affecting the bat population in Washington is drawing concern as it continues to spread. Leaders from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife tell us they're seeing a rise of white nose syndrome cases in bats across eastern Washington. They say the fatal disease, which has been mostly seen on the west side since 2016, eats away at a bat's tissue and wings and could pose a risk to our environment.
Bats, they play a critical role in our ecosystem as they're the primary nocturnal predator for insects here in Washington. And so they help control, moths that can affect forestry industry and agriculture, beetles, right? So they're really important in controlling some of those insect populations, which in turn benefit us.
Now, experts tell us they've confirmed nearly 300 cases of bats with white nose syndrome in eastern Washington this year, some of which were in Benton County. More information on the disease as well as how you can help can be found up on our website, KEPRTV.com. Applications for Yakima Valley College's Running Start program for the winter quarter of 2025 are now open and will be accepted until November 8th. The program allows eligible high school juniors and seniors to enroll in college courses at YVC's Yakima and Grandview campuses or online, earning both high school and college credits at no cost.
It's a fantastic opportunity for students and families because we know that the cost of college is something that our families care a lot about.
Running Start offers students the chance to earn up to 2 years of college credit while still in high school, providing a pathway to transition smoothly into college life. For more information about the opportunity, head over to KIMATV.com. And again, the deadline to register is November 8th. A local family just had a brand new heating and cooling system installed completely free of charge after being nominated by a friend. Caleb Engler, who sleeps in his car while traveling to the Seattle area for work, and his wife, a preschool teacher, are currently supporting several family members while trying to get by.
I was like, holy crud, this is real. And now it's pretty amazing. Everyone's here with all the equipment and the machinery. Everyone's real polite, and it's really just amazing that someone would think enough of us to nominate us for it on top of it actually being real. I mean, it's kind of still don't quite believe it.
The Field of Love program, which was started by a company called Lennox, partners with Campbell & Company to take care of all of the costs and installation of the new unit. And now that we're finally into October, festive Halloween events are underway. Last night in Union Gap, Valley Mall hosted a Witches Night Out event, the first ever. The event was a fundraiser for the Wellness House in Yakima, a nonprofit that helps cancer patients. And the event had many things to keep witches entertained.
Tonight we have an amazing Wicked-inspired show, so it's themed after Broadway's Wicked. We have Inglewood Heights, we have a caricature artist, raffles, the Wall of Wine, so it's you can kind of test your divination skills and see if you can find the best wines in there. And there are wines valued from $20 up to $100 bottle of wine. We have our Witch's Wardrobe, which is tonight valued over $2,000, and it features a collection of different items from Valley Mall retailers.
They plan to have more events like this in the future, and if you missed this year's night out, don't worry, they will have one again next year. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here because it is getting to that spooky season. The temperatures are starting to get to that spooky temperature range. So as we work our way through the next couple of days, what do we need to expect?
Well, today is going to be a cooler day than even yesterday, and there are going to be some clouds overhead in the sky today as well. Now, we talked about Witches Night Out last night at the Yakima Valley Mall. I think there was a witch that cast a spell over the Seattle Seahawks after a pitiful performance last night. And in fact, as we take a look at what is going on today, there are going to be more clouds in the sky than sunshine, and I think the clouds again are just reflecting the mood of many of us today again after just such a bad performance by the Seahawks last night. Mid to upper 60s today, but the sunshine will return this weekend. We'll talk about what you can expect for Saturday and Sunday coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:08. Coming up on Keeper KIMA this morning, some more local news. A nonprofit that provides flowers to those going through tough times hosted a fundraiser aimed at helping them fund an expansion, leading to more flowers going to more people. We'll talk Petals for Patients in about 2 minutes. But later in the show, managers at the Yakima Air Terminal are hoping new tech and a crowded SeaTac will help them grow and become a solution for travelers across South Central and Eastern Washington areas. We'll catch up with the airport director. Stay with us.